Greetings. This is Arvat McClaine with Speak, the Universe Listens. New ways to view age-old challenges. Change your thoughts, change your life. Step into the bigness of you.
You know, I was having a conversation with my friend the other day because he's about to turn 30. And so he was just talking. He's like, yeah, you know, your birthday just passed recently. You know, how do you want the next decade to kind of look? And so, you know, I was like, yeah, you know, they say 30 is a pivotal time, you know. And so I honestly just want to be in a space of love. And so he was like, yeah, man, what you mean by that? And I was like, you know, I want to love everything that I'm doing. I was like, so, you know, all the way down to like even where I'm living. So if it's like, all right, I live in this apartment right now, and yeah, I might like it, but like I want to go to like in the 30s, I want to live where I want to love living in it. So I was like, you know, so I want the house that I love living in. I want the like partner I love seeing every day. I want like to do what I love doing. And so I was like, you know, that's just kind of the space that I would like to spend at least the next year in just a space of full on just loving all that I'm in. So I guess I'll shorten up the time period for all of us. Or we could expand it to however long. What's like some spaces y'all want to be in now?
Oh man, I would say more abundance. I'm already abundant now, right? But just more so like mindset every day, 24/7. Just knowing that I have everything that I need for me, you know. Because sometimes, like I said, I always go back and forth with 3D. Just, you know, my environment sometimes get me there, but even so, being in that environment and just taking on, knowing that, you know, I can be in that state of mind all the time without worrying about somebody getting me out of that, you know, getting me out of my square. So that's something for me.
For me, a more creative space. Like, I feel like the end of last year, I got into a real, like back in the creative space where I was feeling good, and I'm still in that space, but like I want to do even more than that. Like, so like now I create a couple projects or whatever and just focus on them. But now I want to keep creating more projects, and you know, so yeah, just even more of a creative space than I am now. Yeah.
I guess I just have to say the same as everybody. Love, creation, abundance, fun. I think that's the main thing, is just to keep having fun no matter what I'm doing.
That has always been my favorite answer. Like, all right, you know, I just want to do everything that's fun, and I don't care what it looks like. It might be something that I never thought I was gonna do. It's just if it's fun, I want to do it. I was telling my friend the other day, you know, he was like, yeah, so like, what did you do for your 30th? Or it might have been you that asked that. And I was like, you know, I wanted to do something new, so I went salsa dancing. And I was like, you know, that's just something that I don't think nothing of it, but like I enjoy doing it. Had a cousin who does like the whole like Brazilian salsa dancing. She was like, well, come to a class. And so I said, well, yeah, why not? Yeah. So I went to the class and had a blast. So yeah, fun is it.
I like it.
Nice.
I would say also too, something else I could think of for me is making a decision, you know, because sometimes I can't decide on something, and then when I decide on it, my mind can go elsewhere real quick, and I'm thinking that's what I want to do, but then I pause, and I'm thinking about something else, and then I go from one thing to the next, not really making up my mind about what I really want to do. So when I do, I make the decision of what I really want to do, things just fall through. Like, that's all you had to do the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Make up your mind. You know? So that's something else.
Something else for me too, just being in more of a space of yes.
I like that.
Everything yes. Everything I like want to happen or whatever is just I'm always gonna get a yes. Everything gonna work out for me. Just like being in that space more and like tapping into that more, just expecting a yes with everything I do. So, yeah.
I like that one. I like that one a lot because I feel like so often I put I find myself not even putting limits purposely, but I'll limit myself because I think, oh well, you know, they don't want to do all that, or maybe they're just yes to this, but like not to that. And so I definitely love that idea, like being in the space of just yes altogether, because I don't even want to limit what I'm coming in for. Like I'm coming in like, all right, well, you know, I'll just come in here, you know, maybe they could partner with me on this, but I don't really want to ask them to do all of that. Like full on, like embrace everybody on in. So thank you for that one too.
I remember, this might be a little off task, but I was 14 years old and I was looking for a job. And I just went from one end of Broad Street, you know, I just went into every single store. And everybody's like, no. And so I got to this one store and I was like, you wouldn't be hiring, would you? And the lady was like, no, but like, don't ask me like that. Like, she's like, you're telling me no. Or whatever. And so that was like her like refocusing my energy and making me realize my body language, and like I was already like I'm already defeated before I started. I'm like, you wouldn't be.
Right. Y'all don't need no help, do you?
I do that with myself sometimes when I know what I want to do, right? Automatically, here come all of the reasons as to, you know, why I can't, or either what I have going on, and it sort of like redirects my focus. So I'm thinking, all right, I want to move here, but dang, I gotta do X, Y, Z. Timing ain't right, and so I fall back on that, right? And then what I really want to do is over here. I could be here, but I'm so focused on like everything else, and that's why I said like making a decision, just do it, you know. Just do it. Don't even worry about nothing else. Just focus on it.
I actually want to combine yours and his, and actually it's something else that I want to work on. Well, not work on, but another space that I want to step into and be more into is I want to follow through for myself a lot more too, you know. Right. I think that I sometimes don't show up for myself the way that I should, and that's just the best way to put it. And I want to show up for myself as myself fully in every space that I go in. And so like, yeah, definitely following through, not only just for others, but like, all right, you want this too. Like reminding, like not even reminding myself, but embracing, you want this. Like, so yeah, go ahead and do this for yourself as well. I think that that was something that I was on the phone with my friend the other day, and we talked about that for like a good 20 minutes because I was like, yeah, you know, I was having a conversation with my aunt. I was actually talking about the conversation we had, and I was like, yeah, man, and like, you know, like I feel like I'll do things and then it's like, oh, I'll go, all right, that was cool, and then I stop. And it's like, well, if that felt good, why would we stop? Like, we should keep that going. And so that's definitely a space I want to full on embrace too.
But that's really a good point, though. It's like kind of even what Steve was saying. It's like if anybody asks you, can you do this for me? You'll stop everything you're doing and then you'll do it for that person. But for yourself, it's like, I don't have time. I gotta do this. I gotta make this out, you know. And that's just so bizarre.
It is. It really is.
And I think Steven was hitting on something else that I actually want to spend more time into is realizing that I'm trying to figure out the best way to word it. I don't need one space to look one way, just so that way I can also spend time and enjoying this space as well. Like I know I'll be like, yeah, like I want love and I want to full on embrace love or whatever. Then I'll go, yeah, but if my car ain't really working this week, I ain't really even trying to love my friends. And it's like, well, wait a minute, the two ain't got to be correlated. Like, so it's reminding myself that this doesn't even have to be a part of that, but also that they are a part, because if I spend more time right here, then this matches that too. Now we both here, if that makes sense. Like,
No, I
using hands and still ain't doing nowhere. It's like here. Yeah, but if I spend more time on the things that I actually am feeling good about and loving, then even the things that I might not feel the hottest about will start to rise in level as well. And so it's like remembering that, hey, even if it's like, oh, I don't feel the greatest right here, well, spend more time where you do feel the greatest at, and let that rise on up with it. Like, feel on, turn and embrace all the pages.
Right. And that's something that I learned, because like sometimes I was just so work focused and goal focused and got to get this done, and then sometimes I might get stuck or I'm exhausted, whatever the case may be, but I would force myself to continue. Like, it was no such thing as take a break. You don't get a break till you finish. Oh, you ain't finished, but then you're on punishment until you finish or whatever. But to realize that, like, from that space of it's hard to be creative. It's hard for that flow, and that sometimes you just have to stop, take a break, do something that you really love, something that's really fun, and then that's what opens the door for all that other stuff to flow through.
I was talking to somebody and they inspired me. The guy told me, he's like, take a day and just that whole entire day, imagine that you're not going to be here tomorrow. So that whole entire day, how would you live your whole 24 hours? It's like, I'm pretty sure you ain't gonna be sad. You're not gonna be, you ain't gonna be worried about nothing. You're gonna be so in tune and so focused about, like, I want so much possibilities, like so much you want to do, right? You're just gonna be in a state of like, man, wow, I want to do this. Like, you're not worried about nothing. So he was saying, if you do that, and every day you live your day like it's your last, it's a big shift in how you feel and how you view things.
Yeah, people say that. I don't get it though. Because I'm like, this is my last one. I don't be sad. I'm depressed. I miss you.
Okay, I miss you.
We did good. We had so much time left.
I'm like, I miss you too. Like,
wait a minute. I got to go. That's crazy.
Get on. I want to go skydiving. What is it? Rocky Mountain climbing. Riding 2.7 seconds on a bullman shoes.
But that saying right there kind of reminds me of something that I used to do in the past that I want to get back to. Is like flipping those old sayings. Like, so instead of like, I guess the way I would do that is instead of, living life like it's your last, living it like it's like the first. Like, live it like it's your like first day, but you like a adult or like a full body adult and can do whatever you want to do. And just every day trying to experience something new. It's like, all right, like today I could be literally today I could be an astronaut. We just watched Gail King and them go up in space. Like, the way that we change the definitions and things are literally evolving every day. And so it's like just remembering that, all right, I can choose to do whatever I want each day, I think is the way I would try and flip that.
Yeah, one thing the council says is live it. What is your perfect day? Like, take time to think about what's your perfect day. And then today, do that. Do what you say. And like a lot of times, your perfect day might, let's just say it involves walking on a beach, and you're like, well, I live in New York, like, or I got these things, I can't go walk in the beach, but you can in your mind, you can do it in your mind.
Go ahead, let the train go.
Yeah. Anybody got anything? Okay. Well, thank y'all for joining in on this conversation of like, just embracing new spaces or even the old spaces that we might want to jump back into, and reminding myself and reminding ourselves, like, we can literally be in whatever space we want to be in. And it can be for the next 10 years. It could be for the next 10 days. We get to choose the expiration date on when we want to change too.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Reminding us of that. And thank you guys for joining us. And we look forward to chatting with you again next week. Until then, this is Arvat.
And this is Steve.
Terron.
Rodney.
Bye, y'all.
Man, y'all, I'm stressed out.
Just stressing about.
Well, I want to give my husband a gift, but I want it to be like a just because surprise type gift.
What? Men getting gifts just because? What does that even look like?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm not doing t-shirts, no cologne. We're not doing nothing basic.
Nah, bump all that. I got something for you. It's the hymn deck for the highly inspired and motivated man.
Man gonna pull out a deck of cards until you get that for him.
No, it's not just a deck of cards. Each one has wisdom, affirmation, and inspiration to help you level up in life. It's all about personal growth and staying motivated.
Okay, so that's a gift.
That sounds dope, man. I might need to get that for my dad for his birthday coming up.
He always dropping gems on you. Drop something on him with the hymn deck.
Okay, so where can I find this hymn deck?
Give the gift that inspires, motivates, and celebrates the Black men in your life. The Hymn Card Deck, a gift with purpose. The Hymn Card Deck, for highly inspired and motivated men. Order now at Amazon.com.